Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, this is Wade coming at you from Vandy Vapor Workshop. Today I have the Pulse Squonk box by itself and the kit. Now the only difference between the two is the kit comes with a dripper. Mostly I'm going to be focusing on the box. Honestly, I'm not real impressed with most of these manufactured boxes that come from some of these manufacturers. We don't know where they come from. But this box is kind of unique. They actually used decent copper tabs. I don't know if you can see them or not. In the top and the bottom. And they added a little safety switch that you can flip on and off. Now, the only thing about that is that they used a chrome kind of goldish coating instead of using copper, although I don't think the copper would have worked out very well. But it still hits really hard, and one thing that's cool about it is that they've got a little on-off tab there. So you can, if you're going to put it in your pocket or something, you can flip that off and then flip it back on. The only downside is you have to take this cover off every time you want to do it. But if you're going somewhere and you have to put it in your pocket, or you have to put it somewhere you're afraid it might fire, you can open that, flip that up, and that'll keep it from firing. It's using a regular 15 millimeter switch. It's pretty it hits really hard, surprisingly enough, considering that it's using this switch instead of a hefty. Most of them have the tab, a big tab that pushes against the 510 pin, and you get a better hit that way. But this one actually does a really good job, so that's kind of interesting. Now, they've got a good sized bottle. It's about, if I can get it out of there, it's about, I'm going to say about 8, maybe 10 mils, somewhere around there. The only difference between the other difference is that most everybody else has a big tab that comes across the bottom and then up, and then there's a button on the outside you push, and it pushes the tab over and makes contact to your 510 connector base, and that's what makes your current go. But they have, instead, here it is on the back. They have your copper tab is right here, and then it goes up. They've got a thin piece of that same copper tab that goes up here and connects to the pin on the switch, which works out pretty good. It's thick enough and it's heavy enough that it carries a good amount of amperage through it without having a problem. So that's pretty neat. Now, it also comes, the kit comes, it's a 2700 kit, but it comes with an 18650 adapter, which I don't use the 2700s. I don't like them so far. The ones that I've gotten, I haven't been happy with. They haven't lasted even close to as long as most of my 18650s. Now the battery I'm going to be using is kind of a neat battery we found. It's an AWT. It's 35 amp continuous, 3500 mAh. I've been really impressed with it. I've been using them for a couple months now just to test them out, and I get the longest battery life out of this than any other battery that I've used, and that's in my box, the 3D printed box that we make. Both of these I can run almost all day long on one of these batteries, nearly all day, from when I get up till about the time I get home. I can run almost all day on one of these, and that's with it built at 0.11 or 0.12 on a mesh dripper. So these are really good. This is what I'm using. It's a real tight fit in this box when you get when you get a 18650 in there, but it fits tight and it fits good. It makes good contact. So I got to put this all back together after showing you everything. The bottle that comes with it too is the soft silicone, so it's real nice. It squeezes real easy, and it feels nice to squeeze your juice in there. Okay then. Well, there's that. So we got the bottle back in. It goes in real easy. It slides in real easy. Now on mine, because I got tired of pulling the bottle in and out, I use one of these fill bottles. You basically unscrew the top of this. Let me grab the other one because I got to fill this anyway. You unscrew the top of this, and it's a soft silicone like most of the bottles. What you do, I'll show you on my 3D one, is you screw this in like this. I don't have a lot of juice left in here, liquid. Tip it up, squeeze it, and I don't know if you can't really see it on the video. It's filling the bottle. Then you tip it up, pulls all the air out of it, and then tip it back, and you're not going to be able to see anything because there's not enough juice left in it. There you go. See it squeezing in? That's what's left in the bottle. In my bottle. In this bottle. But that's how you do it. Takes about 2-3 times to do for a, then you unscrew it. For about an 8 ml bottle. Put your little top back on. And that's what I use to fill mine, so I don't have to constantly be taking it apart and opening it up, taking the bottle out, putting the bottle back in, and wearing out the tube and all that stuff. But this does come out really easy. You just pull on it and it slides off, and then you can unscrew the top. Just like that. And fill it up. Put the top back on, clearly. And then just slip it. There's a little tube there behind that pin that's really hard to see. And you take your bottle and you just slide it back on that pin, on that tube. And then your bottle's back in there. Now, I have that battery, and it goes positive side down. From what I've seen, all the Squonk boxes go positive side down. I think mostly because of the tab at the top, on almost every one that I've seen, has the potential to slice the plastic. So if you have your positive side going up and you slice across that over and over, you're going to eventually wear and make contact and short out your battery. So they almost all go positive side down, because on the bottom you've got that smooth bump. So this fits really tight. So I put it in this way first, negative up, and then push up on the tab pretty hard, and then slide it in there just like that. So it's a good tight fit. And if you want to when you want to take the battery out, I have no nails. Take off the backside and you push the battery out from the backside. So there's that. Put the cover back on. Oh, we got to turn on the switch. Switch is on. Everything's connected. Now I'm using a Vandy Vapes mesh dripper instead of the dripper that comes, the pulse dripper. I just like the mesh better. It's a lot easier. I don't have to worry about carrying around a kit, a wire kit, all that stuff, because it doesn't happen to, the mesh doesn't seem to break. And I've dropped it and knocked it around and all kinds of stuff. So I don't have to carry all that around. That's what the top of it looks like. It's about a 0.2, 0.1, 0.12, somewhere in that neighborhood. Now, let's check it out. It produces pretty good. Wow, where are you? There you are. So, if you're looking for a really decent Squonk box at a relatively decent price, it's $59.99 for the Pulse Squonk boxes. This is a really win-win for this box. If you want the kit, which comes with the dripper, the Pulse dripper, not a bad dripper. It's got kind of a neat deck. That's the deck. Build your coil, build your coil. It's got dual airflow holes right in line that you line up with the coil. So you've got 2 holes like that you line up with each coil. Screws are in the sides. Just build your coil, cotton it, put it on. And the best part, and it squonks through. You can't see it because the squonk holes are on the bottom of this. And it fills from the bottom. So it fills these 2 wells, and your cotton goes down in these 2 wells here. And that's where it picks up its juice. It's liquid. So there's that. And it comes with a black bottle. There's the green one and the blue one. They both come with the black bottle, a black extension for your 18650, extra drip tip, a black drip tip if you don't like the colored ones that come on them, and a little bag of seals and gaskets and stuff for the dripper, screwdrivers, things like that. Those are $84.99. They're still a really good deal for a Squonk box. They're exactly the same as the little one. They just are just the box, and they come with the dripper. If you're looking to get into a Squonk box, you can come. If you want a box and a mesh dripper, get a Vandy Vapes dripper and a Pulse box, and you'll be styling. If you want just the whole kit all in one, right there. And it's, if you buy the Vandy Vapes dripper, it's going to come out to relatively close to what the Pulse kit is. So if you want just a regular wire dripper, this is a great way to go. Cheap to get into, easy to do. If you want the mesh, this is an excellent way to go, right here. So that's all I got. This is Wade from Mulus Vapor. Come check them out, man, if you want to check out a Squonk box.